our project is called NEED. That stands for National Expired Equipment Database. Next slide, please. So we are a team, we're called SavingSutures, of medical students, a computer science student and a doctor. So let's just set the scenario first. We've got two main user profiles for our app. So our first user is a theatre sister in charge. She's very busy, she's got a lot of priorities, and the last thing she wants to think about is like disposing all the expired equipment that you come across in surgeries. And the other user is us, so like University Healthcare Society reps. We have a very limited budget and we need a lot of equipment to run a lot of workshops and suturing skills, workshops top of our skills.
So let's do a quick SBAR style handover, guys, again. So this is the situation. There is over 150,000 tonnes of consumables that are disposed annually by the NHS, and that equates to approximately nearly 100 million for disposal. And this is not counting everybody, but over 270 healthcare student societies across the UK and Ireland need healthcare equipment to upskill and essentially instill confidence in our students. Next. So we assess that a national database that allows hospitals to input equipment and then student societies to browse and bid for this equipment will create a win-win situation for both. And then this is our response. We created a website that allows student societies access to see equipment throughout their regions. And over to Dom to give the demo.
Yeah, so we have put together first of all, a website, which that link works previously. So this just gives you a sense of kind of what we're arranging, so how it would work from a hospital point of view and from societies. So they list items on our website. Societies can then bid, they can express an interest. A little flowchart of how that would go for both sides here. And yeah, we've just got a little summary there. Now, what it looks like, we've got those two different user profiles that we talked about. They both have different profiles when they log in. So when you come in from the hospital side, this is what your homepage is going to look like. This is a demo that we put together today. You can create a listing, so you can put a photo, equipment name, description, quantity you've got available. Here is one that we did earlier. So if you then come from the and again, just give me a moment, so we need to create another window here. So if you then log in from the point of view of a student society, which
good teamwork.
Perhaps be a little bit smoother now. Anyway, so this is, see, then you can see available equipment in your region. You can see this that we have previously uploaded. You can see a picture, the details that we've put there. And if you're interested in it, you can then say you want this number of items with a note if you want to add something there. And if we then go back to the original side from the hospital, you can then see who has expressed an interest. So this is Surgical Society. You can see that they've asked for this many. And they've got your contact details there, and if you're happy, you can then close that listing, removing it from view for the rest of people. So yeah, that's what we've made, and a really important point that Stephanie raised in terms of making something that your users actually want to use. Because we met as a head of a surgical society, she's got a lot of experience with arranging this sort of stuff, and we've spoken to a theatre sister today who says this is a problem that they do want solved, and they would be interested in something like this.
SavingSutures because we're SavingSutures.
Well done. Bit of competition for questions here.
Very, very engaging presentation. Congratulations. And also on a number of fronts, really, really interesting for the NHS. Okay, so first of all, in terms of the whole environmental agenda, so you could definitely build into that the impact for trusts in relation to not having to dispose of those products. And I guess what struck me was it's kind of vintage for consumables as well. So on that basis, as a bit of a vintage user, I'm assuming that the person who wants it pays for the postage.
Yeah, so that's essentially what we're trying to keep costs low and keeping it regional. So if, for example, example, you're a student society member, you can just go over, drive to the hospital and collect your equipment. If not, P&P would be paid for by the society, ideally to keep costs low to the theatres themselves. And additionally, the only cost that we really saw associated with running this is a domain, because we built the website ourselves. So that's something there, but it should be user-friendly. And again, in terms of safety, of course, student societies need to be essentially certified by their head of school as well as their head of student union. Otherwise, we won't accept them, just to make sure, again, some sharps and stuff might be sold through this, so just to make sure that that's all safe.
That was my question. I thought it was link-vented. That's brilliant. I was also interested in logistics, but also I'm interested in the scalability into different areas. One of my chairmen goes mad. The amount of equipment that we put out, walking sticks, wheelchairs, all of that stuff that never gets turned, and you might have 4 or 5 of those things in people's houses, or stuff that people have they don't use. If there's any way to extrapolate that, it'd be amazing.
Yeah, so essentially what we're trying to do is create that anonymity, confidentiality. I think that's a big issue here, so trying to make sure that everything's encrypted. But this might be something in the future where it can be regional and also different people, possibly from patients it can be picked up. Again, that would scale into the NHS. That wouldn't be a student society thing because confidentiality is big, but that would definitely be something we'd look forward to in the future. Yeah.
Can I just say I've got a relative who works in this area and has tried to do something similar, so it'd be really good to connect with him. One of his issues has always been that when products become expired, the way that they're sterilised, for example, becomes no longer definable. It's no longer a sterile item, for example, which meant that the places that they were trying to give these items to couldn't actually take them because they were no longer guaranteed to have quality. So I'm interested in connecting you with him. He doesn't work on that anymore if that's of any use to you, but I think he's need to think about the quality of expired products and the impact that will have on the users.
So we've made sure that everything is unopened only. Sorry.
Sorry, it's about I think it's about the way that the ethyl oxide is used to actually sterilise, for example, sutures. That's no longer guaranteed after the expiry date.
This is not for human use, by the way. This is only for student societies in terms of like animal tissue and synthetic. It's not.
It's just for going to your little, kit and kind of like putting together. Oh, if you did yourself. Okay, no. Well done.